Good morning, Rabbi Isai. Welcome to all the Choshev guests. We have with us our CEO, the very, very Choshev Rabbi Yossi Klein. Came in all the way from Mitzrayim. It's unbelievable. What a chasana, what a chasana. It was a chasana of mishpacha. The ganze mishpacha was there, celebrating, dancing. What a sheva brachas. Sheva brachas. That was the highlight, huh? At least for me. Wow, unbelievable. We have with us, all the way in the back, he's a tzanu aleches, but one of the first 8 guys on the very, very first day of the shir, Reb Shmuel Kuperstein. He's all the way in the back over there. I chapped him. As I saw him walking, I said, you got to come just for a few minutes. So once in a while, he stops in to see what's going on. This guy says, I dressed up like Avremi Cohen, who's in the booth today. Yishkoyach Reb Avremi. You enjoying? He says, Itchapasti b'purim l'Avremi Cohen. Im mincha b'yad. Tada li Yoshi. Thank you to Yoshi, Shloimi, Rebelli, who changed my life. A zoich to be from the Yeshivis HaMedrash and also do the daf. Once upon a time, at the end of the day, in order to calm myself down, I would sit in front of the computer. Of course, it was with net-free, with a special filter, but with the AI. Today, before I go to sleep, I go through the emails and the different videos. Thank you for all the hashka'ah, for the investment, and da-da-da-da. Betzal Sonnenberg, Sofeh b'meilim, he only sees the emails from the Dorim Daf Beis. I guess the emails and the AI, that's why he knows about Avremi Cohen. Okay, I think I said this already yesterday, Michi Nudel. This is Yaakov Eisenbach, a fan from Lakewood. Okay. Dear Rebelli, I've been doing the daf since Menachos, Daf Gimel, of course, and I feel like I can actually learn for the first time. I started becoming a Baal Tshuva in around the 11th grade. I went to Israel for 2 years post-high school, but never got the foundational base that guys who grew up in yeshiva have that were ready to build for themselves. I enjoy the opportunity to learn and actually understand the Gemara with Yeshir and find the animations instructive, enlightening, amusing. My kids love them as well. I had the experience today, with times that happens so often as I learned the daf. My wife asked me last night what to do with my kids' tzitzis that were ripped and are no longer kosher. Before I had a chance to ask my Rav today, we dove into the sugya of ripped tzitzis and shared this coincidence of Hashem talking to me through learning Torah is a regular occurrence now. Thank you so much for enabling me to learn just like any other Jew. It's a problem. A lot of people feel like they're not on the level as other Yidden. And he's saying, thank you so much for enabling to learn just like any other Jew. It's a life-changing opportunity which I do not take for granted. P.S. Shout out to Zalman Minkowitz of More Fine Jewelry in Pomona for getting me turned on to the MDY daf. Sincerely been seeing Yeshua, founder Motek Jewelry. Oh, do you know, Yossi, how many daf are left in the first volume?
I think 10 or something.
10 or something daf are still available. The Masechta sponsor is still available. Rabbi Isai, the official edition MDY Shas, Masechta, is sponsored by the Iranian Levy family, Perik, Meyer, and Chaya Rivka official, Lilin Shmasim, Menachos, Kvadushas Mor, Avram Menachem, and Rabbi Yehuda Moshe Zechet Tzaddik Kosh Alexander. Today's daf in the Shas is by anonymous in honor of our children, grandchildren, Rabbi Eli Stefansky, and the brave soldiers of Tzal. David Salam, a dedicated memory of Avi Mori, Reb Shmuel, Baruch, Reb Chaim Tzvi, Doiv, Zechron Lerocha, the Masechta sponsors. Joe Gedalis, Lilin Shmas, my father, Jack Gedalis, anonymous, Hatzloch Baruch Nizv V'Gashmi, is the Palachik family foundation, Zechet Nishmas, Harav Goyin, Reb Shlomo Palachik, the Meshach Zeilu, anonymous, for Shnemo, and the Moshe Ben Izah, anonymous. For a complete reform, Shnei and Ariel Yom to Leiba Assess the Yisrael Malki Tov Torah Speaking Malfi Zov Chesed. We are so proud of you. Akim Mordechai, keep steiging. Send the growth and family, Canby Island. In honor of Rebelli, you changed my meaning of life. Plenty Almoni, Yossi, Mark, and Benny, and all the Iskim Mitzarchem Diwaya, Kosh Baruch Shalom Schar, Mari Simon. Monthly sponsors: L'Refuah Shlema Avi Moiri, Baruch Ben Miriam, Jemi Azulai, Refuah Shlema Esther Basluna, Moshe Miriam Landi, Hoyle Hashem Kitov, Kilo Elam Chazdo, anonymous for the merit of Refuah Shlema for all Klal Yisrael who need a Refuah Shlema. Saul Fisher, in honor of Moshe, is putting on tefillin. Today is his boy bayoim, Mazel Tov Moshe. Senders.com, helping Yidden David B'Tzibur with Papa B'Yonim anywhere worldwide. Chaim Shalom Ben B'Tzalo, anonymous. For the merit of Michal Ben Sarah and Rachel Basar, blessings in all areas of life. Weekly sponsors: In honor of Moshe Fisher's bar mitzvah, Uncle Saul and Uncle Dudi. Dudi, anonymous, refor shlema for Yenta Braina Basaliza. Innovation of the Chus for Akiva Simcha Befega. And Rivka Yehudas Bas Yafa Chayo. And not daily sponsors, anonymous, in memory of Michal Sternthal, Zechar Ben Chaim Nota, whose yahrzeit is today. Suruli Bernstein, Lilu Nishmas, Sora Vital Bas Avram Yitzchok, Olea Shalom. Avrami Abowitz, for the special occasion of my sister Chanalea's wedding tonight. Oh, big part of MDY. It's the Hasidim, the kid got into it, came back, a whole Maisa. Lakewood. Yeah?
I think it's
Shalom Aleichem, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov. What's the story? Okay, you can't talk, so we won't know. There's a ganze mice over there. Refuah Shlema, the Daf brought the whole mishpacha back together. There's a whole, one brother did it, and the second brother, and the father. That's a gewaldige Zach. Refuah Shlema, Yonatan Eitan ben B'Sheva Bracha. Refuah Shlema, Mordechai ben Esther. Yonatan Eitan came knocking on my door on Friday. He said, Shalom Aleichem. Yeah, he came with the guy. The whole thing, he says he's not holding it, coming to the shir. He goes to sleep earlier and this, but he wanted a hug from me, Erev Shabbos. So I gave him 2 hugs. Refuah Shlema Mordechai ben Esther. Refuah Hayel Daniel Zev ben Ayelet Esther. Rabbi Isai, here we go. Daf Samach Gimel Omer Aleph. Hoimer. Ariel b'machmas. Lo yavi b'marcheshes. Start off with a stick of video. What's the difference between a machvas and a marcheshes? You know what? Let's see the Mishnah, and then we'll see if the video is correct. I know that we did a little bit of a change. At 12 in the morning, Yoshi told me it's already done. Let's see. If a person says, I have a mincha, but b'machvas, notice that there's a base here. Not a re'elai machvas, a re'elai b'machvas. The Gemara says later, it makes an afkemina. Bi or machvas, one means the actual frying pan, one means what you do in the frying pan. Lo yavi b'marcheshes, marcheshes is the deep one, deep fried, and the machvas is, like we know today, a flat frying pan. If he says b'marcheshes, I want to bring him a marcheshes, lo yavi b'machvas. Ma b'machvas l'marcheshes. So until now, we know the difference between a machvas and marcheshes is one has they have the same amount of oil, but because it's a deeper pan, so the oil stays in there, and it's more of a spongy kind of a mincha, and the flat one where the oil burns out, so it becomes harder. That's how we always know. Now we're going to see something new that we haven't seen ever. Marcheshes yesh lo kisui. Rabbi Yosef Aglili says the marcheshes has a cover. It's a pot with a cover. Machvas ein lo kisui. It's the same idea, I believe, that when it has a cover, the oil gets trapped inside the kli, so it's a softer bread. Machvas ein lo kisui. When it doesn't have a cover, so it evaporates, it becomes tougher. Rabbi Yosef Aglili. Rabbi Chanina ben Gamliel Omer, marcheshes amuka umaser roichashin. The marcheshes is deeper. And the oil, like still, you know, like the schnitzel, the chasana, the oil is still in there. It's like shaking around over there. Not your chasana. Maser roy chashin. Machvas tzafa. The machvas is a shallower dish. Umaser kashim. Here goes the video. Rabbi say, take a look.
Do you have a frying vessel? Would you like a machavat or a margeshet? What does it matter? It's all the same.
They're absolutely not the same.
According to Rabbi Yosei Haglili, a marcheshet had a cover, while a mahavat had no cover.
And according to Rabbi Chanina ben Gamliel, the machavat is shallow, so there's no room for the oil, so the mancha comes out hard. While the margeshet is deep, it bakes in the oil and comes out soft.
Are you a salesman or a Daf Yomi Magid shiur?
You're right. It's all because of MDY. Masech's Menachos has completely taken over my brain. I hear Reb Heli everywhere I go.
All right. My time with the Rabbi Yossi. So now the Gemara just goes into, where did he get this from? Leiba marchetes the aser chushi alev. If marcheshes comes because of the inner thoughts, you bring him on a dava because you feel like you did something wrong to the Rebbeinu Shalom inside your heart. Nobody knows about it. You had a bad thought. Rochash libi dover toiv. It's my heart. My heart was whispering something. Umachvas. So you see in the pasuk the idea.
Your heart is covered.
What?
And the pot is covered. Your heart
Yeah,
is covered.
yeah. It's okay. You're right. Your heart is covered. Just like your heart is covered, so too the pot is covered. Umachvas the asya machbuya peh. Whereas the frying pan comes for things that you speak out, lashon hara, things you talk about other people. Kedamri inchi minabach nebuche. Like a bark of a dog. It's a lashon that comes out of the pit of the mouth. So machvas is the lashon of minabach. Machvas, minabach. So there's a famous maisa where there was a guy, a landlord, and the landlord had a tenant in almana, and she wasn't paying rent. So this guy decided, what is he going to do? He try to get rent, try to evict her. So he came up with a brilliant idea. He took the roof off her house, and it was the middle of the winter, and the almana was freezing. And the Chavetz Chaim says that he knows the story, and he was waiting to see how HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to punish this guy, because it says in the Torah, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to take care of the almana. And sure enough, one day this guy was walking the street, and a rabid dog bit him, and this guy started barking like a dog, and he dropped dead. It's a nube nabach. This didn't help the almana. It's because Baruch says I'm going to punish the person that takes that does the almana. That was the whole point, to see that everybody shlayla. Maybe the oilam got together. The Chavetz Chaim, another ma'isa, where the Dubnan Maggid was walking in the street. Chavetz Chaim says the story over, and he sees an almana walking with a yasam. Not only that, the almana is blind. So Dubnan Maggid walks over to her and says, "Is there anything I can do to help you out?" So she says, "I don't have heat at home. I don't have food." So he says, "You know what? My house is your house. Come to my house." The Dubnan Maggid took care of her and the yasam for a few years. He actually hired a private rebbe and had the rebbe learn with this child. Says the Chavetz Chaim, who's this child? This child became Reb Shlomo Kluger. Shlomo Kluger. Says the Chavetz Chaim, how many times have we passed in the street an almana, and we say in our heart, "Oy nebuch, what a nebuch! Ach, she's blind." Phew. And mamish, and then you just keep on walking. Keep on walking. And how many Shlomo Klugers do you pass up in the street? The boy say, it's pashut that every one of us here passes by the Shlomo Klugers of our generation. I'll tell you a ma'aseh shaya with me. Bamis. I did not pass up the Shlomo Kluger of our generation. I went and I convinced a guy that was like an almana. He was bankrupt from Torah, bankrupt from Yiddishkeit, convinced him to come to the shir, and he turned out to be Rebeni Rudnik. And every one of us knows that guy in shul that hasn't opened up a sefer in 10 years. And we say to ourselves, "Oh, yeah, let the Peretz Chaim Levin take care of him. Let Pliny take care of him." No, it's our chiyuv. It's not just the almana. It's the yasam of Torah. The yasam. We have the opportunity to stop and say, "Come to the Beis Medrash. I'll change your life." He's raising his hand. So let me tell you what, I don't know what he wants to tell me, Yossi. But I will tell you, he drives people to Egypt. This is what he does, Yossi. Our new kohen from Manchester, drives people to Egypt. Yossi K. And he tells people that if you start doing the daf, I'll take $500 off the trip. And he's got a bunch of people, and they text him, "Yeah, I'm starting the daf, I'm doing the daf." Is that what you wanted to tell me? One better. Let's hear.
One of the one client that did commit, I was walking with his son on Shabbos.
Yeah.
I said to Yossi, I was shocked. My father never opened a sefer in his life. And he must be 65.
This Shabbos.
Just now he saw it, he goes,
There you go.
that you managed to get it to that.
Wow. It's worth the $500. HaKadosh Baruch will pay you millions of dollars, but as a guzma, that's just a funny lashon. So anyway.
Once was enough.
No, you can tell him to drive slower.
We leave.
He has two speeds. Yossi has two speeds. 140 miles an hour, 135. No, all right. Rabbi Isai, it's not a joke. Bemes. So look, you Zoicha, he got a guy to start learning Torah. Yossi's. He sponsored a daf?
I think he sponsored a daf, bring somebody to Torah also.
Listen, you're like one-track minded. He wants people to sponsor daf. Somehow he tied it in there. Okay, let's go weiter. Zog die Gemara. Shmuel, אפשר לאכול ללכת. נגמר הסיפור. היה כדאי? עוד 5 דקות. Says the Gemara, you're telling me you found a pasuk that the word machvas sounds like menabach, like a bark. All that I got. I want to tell you a story. No, another story, seriously. I want to tell you, this is a story that a guy told it to me this week, 3-4 days ago. It's a guy that does the shir already for 6 years, hasn't missed a single day in shir. Comes from a Satmar background. He went off the derech, and now he's doing very, very well. Amaisa, you can't believe the story. When he was not religious, he was walking in Ben Yehuda, 1 o'clock in the morning, and he sees a little kid on a bench. So he tells his friend, look at this kid on the bench, 1 o'clock in the morning. He's a teenager. No, we're going to fix the whole world now. So they keep on going. 2 days later, they're walking by and they see the same kid on the same bench. So the guy says, I gotta do something. So he walks over to the kid, he tells him in Hebrew, he says, something. So the kid answers him back in English. So, oh, you speak English, yeah. Yes, yeah, back and forth. What's your name? He almost faints. It's his own brother. His own brother got shipped off to America and became homeless at the age of 9. And how many thousands of people, I'm thinking to myself, how many thousands of people walked by this kid in Ben Yehuda that didn't say a word? But he took the initiative and walked over to this kid and then saved him. Like, took him to the house. He had him there for 4 or 5 years, whatever it is, brought him up. He brought him into his... But punked him, the coincidence that him and his brother, the kids are just a mice of a guy taking action. Because a lot of us, we see things and just feeling bad in your heart is zero. Mamash is zero. Taking action, doing something about it, that's when it counts. Zog the Gemara, Machvas asya machbur alev, Machvas asya machbur alev. Maybe a machvas is something hidden. D'chsiv lo monach beisa. Why did you hide? Livroyach. Marchesh is asya yichushay. Because people say, have a merachashon sisvoisei. Sifsoisei. His lips are whispering. So in other words, it came out. So you could go both ways. Each word can mean the same thing in a different way. El Gemara Gemirlo, we have a tradition that machvas is the deep pan, and it has, according to Rabbi Yosef Galili, it has the cover, and according to the machvas, what did I say? Machvas is open, shallow, marchesh is deep with the cover. Rabbi Chanina ben Gamliel oimer marcheshes amuko d'chsiv v'chol nase b'marcheshes. Rabbi Chanina says the marchesh is deep because it says in the pasuk v'chol nase b'marcheshes ba marcheshes inside the marcheshes. Machvas sofa, the machvas is narrow d'chsiv v'al machvas. It's on top of the frying pan. Torah Rabban. Beishama yoimer moimer Ariel marcheshes yimunach at shiyova Eliyahu. If a person says the word, I don't know what he means. I'm going to bring a marcheshes. So what are the options? Is what I'm going to say in a second. Either he means I'm going to donate a frying pan. Now you're all thinking, he means the mincha. Why a frying pan? But we're all wrong. At the end of the time, the Gemara is going to say halacha. When a person says marcheshes, it means a frying pan. The actual frying pan. Yeah. No. Look, the Beis Hamikdash needs a frying pan once in a while. You have to update, and maybe that's what he meant. It goes by the words, what people mean. Rabbi Yankel Galinsky used to walk around with a pair of eyeglasses in his pocket. He said, what's this? He said that when Eliyahu Navi comes, I want to get a bracha from him. I want to shmooze with him. But they're going to say, who are you? There's so many people before you in line. He's going to say, oh, I found a pair of glasses and it says, Yehimuna Chatziovi Eliyahu. So they're going to put me in front of the line. And then when I get to the front, they're going to say, no, Rebbe, could you please give me a bracha? Misavgalu. We have a suffix. What he meant by the word marcheshes. Did he mean the actual vessel, or did he mean what you make in the vessel? Why can't he bring both? Well, it's both. He only meant one. He could bring both, but what you mean as we can't be mechayivim? How can you be mechayivim? He's not mechayiv to. If he wants to, he can, I guess. There was actually a vessel in the Beis Hamikdash which was called a marcheshes. Now, if you look inside the art scroll, there's a very interesting picture. Here, it looks like this. This is the picture from the art scroll. Why? Because Rashi says that it's the shape of pliers, tongues or whatever. The tongue, he says, and it had on the bottom, it had circles that the dough would be indented into it. So I asked Yoshi if he could do something and maybe a little nicer. The holes and everything, huh?
Could be yours.
Yeah. You know what it looks like? It looks like those things that you put in you go to the dentist, they put in your mouth. A clothespin? Okay, yeah, top. No, Rashi brings the word here. It's a funny word. Gluun, which I know doesn't mean clothespin. It means a gluun. I have no idea. And when there's dough in it, I'm making this up now. I'm just making it up. What does it mean, kitapuche habarosim? In my mind, I didn't see anybody that says it. In my mind, you know those apples that look like this? The bottom have so if you put dough into that shape, so you pull it out, it looks like that. Delicious apple. It's just because I don't think it fits in there so well because it says ukimin baloite hayevanim, which means acorns. So, maybe the circles on the bottom, the bumps are like acorns. Each one is the shape of an acorn. Okay.
The brush trees. The acorn has very simple.
The acorn has bumps. I don't remember it having bumps. On top.
It says tapuch habarosim is the brush tree. It says a tree called the brush tree.
Yeah. So what does that have to do with the dough? With this mincha? I know it's some sort of apple, but I'm saying what shaykhs to our sugya? Voimer. V'chol natzav v'macheshes v'almachvas alma shum hakelim. Say Beis Hillel, we're talking about the vessels here. We're not talking about the type of bread. But marcheshes is the name of a kli. It's like saying frying pan. Person says, I want to bring a frying pan to the Beis Hamikdash. In English. He said, I want to bring a frying pan. Does he mean the frying pan or does he mean the omelet you make in a frying pan? So Beis Hillel means a frying pan. Frying pan is a frying pan. You said it. That's it. There's a thing called a marcheshes. There's a thing called a machvas. Even in Hebrew, machvas means a pan, a frying pan. Doesn't mean the milcha made in it. We pass like Beis Hillel. So what we thought was pasha that he meant this. No, he means a pan. What are you showing me? Nothing. Oh, who's the guest? We have Reb Scheller's son. What's your first name? Shalom Aleichem Tzvi. How's the move from Lakewood? Very good. The first week is always Givaldik. I don't want to. It's Givaldik. It's Givaldik. You're going to call me Donnie Fine calls me the Meraglim already. He never said it. He never said it, but that's what he's thinking right now. No, he's at the perfect age. He's Givaldik. What's your names? Sussman? Really? Not related, right? Shalom Aleichem. From where?
South Africa.
Oh, Ashkenaz. You have an Ashkenaz? For sure, all the South Africans. What's your name? From? Ashkenaz? Welcome to the Ashkenaz table. Hasidim sit over there. Ashkenaz, I'm just kidding. The Kens? Every chassid that walks in there, they don't even know why. They automatically go to the back left corner. I don't know, like they have but Akiva chopped the spot over there already. All right, who else is a guest? It's a rarity these days to have guests. We used to have a lot of guests, but now because of the flights and everything. Who? Oh, that's right. Your daughter's getting married. So what's the chassid's name? Boaz Rosenzweig. Mazel tov to the chassid and Kala. All right. Ariel Betanur. So I'm going to show you all the pictures and a video. I might even show you the pictures that we took off the video so you understand, because when you watch the video, it happens so quickly, you won't appreciate it. I think after you see the pictures and then you see the video, you'll have more appreciation for the video from Yossi Shachar, correct. Ariel Betanur, Loyovi Mafe Kupach. There's something called a tanur. It's what they used to use in those days. It was very wide on the bottom, narrow on the top. And if a person says, I want to bring a mincha in a tanur, in some sort of oven, you can't bring it in a smaller kupach. It's machlokes. We're going to see in a second that Rabbi Yehuda says kupach is okay. Same idea, but it's smaller. V'loi mafir ofim, and not bread made on tiles. No, you light a fire on the tile. Here, so let me just show you what the picture, as we're doing it. Here's a kupach. No good. And this is all l'saber so'inayim, it might be completely off. Tile, something like this. You take a, this is a great idea. Not a fire hazard at all. And this is Yaris Aravim. I don't agree with this one. I think it's more like a giant pot on a flame, but it could be he's right. We had something like this that they're saying it's Yaris Aravim. Let me just show you. It was a great video. I just like watching this video over and over because I like to see how they go into the oven. Their whole body goes, oh, like this guy. I love it. So geschmack. And they're playing with fire, literally. There's like a fire on the bottom. I mean, the life expectancy in this job is 26.2. And they have very, very sophisticated ways of spraying the water. They take Coca-Cola bottles and poke holes in the top. This is Regia Sapas. Literally, it's a chachma, the Gemara says. It's a malacha. Take the bread off the corn. Okay, so they say that this is a thing of Arvim. Okay. What? They make thousands. In this place, they make thousands a day. Like that? Yeah, for lafas. For that round bread? Rabbi said they have one of these in Bet Shemesh. We got to go there. The guy goes inside of it?
I didn't see the oven, I saw the bread.
Oh, but maybe it's just a regular oven that comes out of, Angel on one of those lines, I saw them doing lafas like this in Yerushalayim. Yeah. Rabbi Yehuda says not true. Rotza maybe mafeh kupach, he brings a raya. They could also do it if a person says tanur, kupach is included. Okay, so let's see the video. Where is the video? Oh, here you go. I love this. We all sat on one of these in yeshiva. You don't even make a zimun on one of these, right? It's like everybody's doing their own thing. Yeah, those are the rishim. He says, I gotta go back because he says it better. It stopped. It paused there for a second.
הרי עליי בתנור. But you said Mafeh Tanur. But you said Tanur. What isn't clear? You said Tanur. Just bring the Mafeh from the.
That's a Tanur.
Clear.
Okay. Now you see why I showed you the pictures first? You can't tell. It goes way too fast. Okay. Hare. Now, this we saw a number of times in the Gemara before. The Gemara brought our Mishnah. Hare olai minchas mafa. Loyovi mechza chalik and mechza rikigan. If a person doesn't specify what he wants to bring, he just says something that's baked, minchas mafa. So you cannot bring half chalis and half rikikin. Rikikin doesn't have oil. Chalis has oil. It's two different things. How can you mix it? So bring one or the other. But you can't mix the two. You can't bring 50% chalis, 50% rikikin, or 90% chalis, 1%. You can't bring 9 chalis and 1 rakik. You have to bring all 10 have to be chalis, all 10 rikikin. Reb Shimon matir Reb Shu korban echad. Reb Shimon is going to prove that no, the Torah calls it a korban, and you could bring a little bit from this and a little bit from that. Torah rabban. Mavataner v'loy maveh kubach, v'loy maveh rofim, v'loy maveh yoris haravim. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, tanur shnei pa'amim. Listen to this. It says in the pasuk, tanur. It's actually in 2 different prakim completely, but this is what we call a miyot achar miyot. Why does it say tanur? Mafa, any mafa. If we get rid of the word tanur, we got a mafa. Something big. It could be in a kupach, it could be on a tile, it could be in an Arab oven. So why does it say tanur? So that's what we call a miyot achar miyot. Ve'ein miyot achar miyot ella the rabbis. That a negative after a negative is actually a positive. And memela, it comes to include something that we didn't include before. And what's the most similar to a tanur would be lahachshir mafe kupach would come to include a kupach. Interesting. Reb Shimon Omer, tanur shnei pa'amim. That works, what you're saying works if you have the extra word tanur, you don't know what to do with it, so you have one miyot after another miyot. But since I have what to do with each one of those words, echad shtei afiyasim b'tanur, one, they have to bake it in an oven, ve'echad shtei hegdeshim b'tanur, and the second one, that the tanur makes it kaddish. What? Oh, that's me. That's my bad. Yeah. Shana Kosov. Yeah. All right. Good kasha. I don't know. Umislay. I hear. Umislay Reb Shimon Svara. So the last thing we just said is that the oven makes it kaddish. Does Reb Shimon really say that the oven makes it kaddish? That it gives it, because the way it works is you bring the flour, it only has gdushas damim, and then once you insert it in the oven, says Reb Shimon, it gets an additional gdusha of gdushas aguf. But now Reb Shimon Omer loylam heavy rogel loymar. It's like it's an interesting line here. Like so you should always say like Shavisi Hashem lenegdi samid. No. I mean, you should always say, Shtei halechem, v'lechem haponim, ksheres ba'azaru, ksheres bebeis pagi. The lechem, the lechem haponim, are kosher even if you do it in beis pagi, which is outside of the azara. So Rashi says an interesting thing. If you bake the bread outside of the azara and the oven makes it kaddish, it comes out that it's yaitze. It made it kaddish outside of the azara, it's the isser of yaitze. No, Amarava, Amos Yehegdeshon Shum Tanur. I forgot to put it in again. There's a Rashi here, 2 Rashis from the bottom, 2 lines from the bottom. Let's look at Rashi. L'shem Tanur, Kishiyagdi Sheno Lasoilas Yoimar. Says Rashi, you have to say it with your mouth. Rashi, the Shitasa, throughout Kachim, he keeps on saying Yoimar. Also, by Pigel, he says you have to say it with your mouth. Yoimar al menas la efoiso betanur ani magdisho. I am being magdish this flour so that I could. So what Rav is saying is not that the tanur is what gives a kedusha. Your mouth gives a kedusha when you say, I am going to make this flour in an oven. Can you mix up the chalas and the rikikin? So v'chisakriv is talking about a minchas nedava. I want to bring it. Korban mincha. Rabbi Yehuda is of the opinion that you cannot mix them. By you mixing rikikin and chalois and putting them in one basket, that's 2 separate korbanos. I didn't allow that. I said 1 mincha, 1 korban. Reb Shimon says, it doesn't say the word carbon twice. When it talks about rikikin and chalas, it says once the word carbon. So therefore, I'm learning. Maybe This is so powerful that the Gemara is going to say, what does Rabbi Yehuda do with this? This is a Gevaldik Ataina. The Gemara calls Chalis and Rekikin one carbon, so you can do whatever you want, any breakup you want. I had a Shaila yesterday for no reason, not a good reason, but just because the Lashon throughout here, I'll read it. Lavi Chalis maybe, Rekikin maybe, Mechza Chalis, Umechza Rekikin maybe. It almost seems like the Gemara says it has to be 50-50, which doesn't make sense logically. But like I wanted to know why, but then they said in the Hebrew art scroll, he brings it could be 9 and 1. Also, obviously. What? It's not. I know, but I wanted to know for sure. Like the Rishonim talk about it or something. Because the Lashon always is mechza mechza. There was a svar to say it's mechza mechza because later on here the next word coming up could force you into saying 50-50, but not mamish. Okay. Maybe. Ubaylalon v'kaimitz mishnayim. After it's baked, you hear this Rabbi say? After it's baked, key word, after it's baked. It's hard, like a rock. We learned this. It's one of the hardest things we learned, to do kmitza on something that's already baked, because you have to have very, very strong fingers, because it has to be exactly with these 3 fingers, so your pinky has to chop down the bread, and not take off too much, that it indents into your finger, not to leave too much. So it's one of the hardest things of kmitza. But now Rashi says something else. Look at Rashi. Rashi says, "Ubaylam the la'achar afiyason." Says Rashi, "Poisason umar atshemachziro l'salta." You bring it back. You're reducing it back to the flour consistency. So this is the shita that says. There's a shita that says larger. I don't know what to call them, pieces. And Rashi over here says it goes according to Man Omar that you bring it back down to like a flour kind of consistency. Ubaylam, yeah, matzah meal. Back to that ma'isa of the person who, well, that's not mamish matzah meal. That was kosher for Pesach, flour, and he mixed it with water and he made the cigarettes. He said it's kosher Pesach, yeah. Because the flour is kosher Pesach. It's kosher Pesach the flour, not matzah meal. Regular flour, kosher Pesach, until you add water. Once you add water, it's a big no-no. It's not kosher. It's very, very chametz. And if you got in your hand one, you did a kmitza from chalis and not rekikin, let's say, then you're yaitza. No, I was just saying because of boilam, because it seemed like it had to be a perfect blila, 50-50, and you take kmitza, you get 50-50. 9 and 1 would be a problem, but it's the same exact thing, because in every kmitza that you do, you're going to have 90% from this amount and 10%. Anyway, not to confuse anybody. We're going to the sponsors. Turn to the Daf Adar Global Happy Clients all year, not just this month. L'shadach.com. Please read a shidduch today because every shidduch that happened was first read. We had Rabbi Willig here yesterday. His son got engaged, and he said that the first time that they started looking into was Ari Simon came over to him, shwoozed with him about the other family. Was the first day they came to the Daf. You come to the Daf. There's a zgula for shidduchim. Rabbi Yossi Rabbi Yehuda Omer. What does Rabbi Yehuda say, Rabbi Yossi? Let's just go back to Chazar. What does Rabbi Yehuda say? Rabbi Shimon says you could take Rikikin and Chalis, mix them up, and you can bring 5 and 5. Rabbi Yehuda says no, it's 10 Chalis or 10 Rikikin, cannot mix them. Comes Rabbi Yossi Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yossi, the son of Rabbi Yehuda. He says exactly like his father. So what is he saying different? He has a different limud. So he says, when we're talking about these 2 menachos, these are 2 completely different types of menachos. One has oil, one does not have oil. If you mix the one with the oil, if you take oil and you put it on a mincha that is not supposed to have oil, what happens? It's a big no-no, because it says in the pasuk, "Mamish is deraisa lo yosim oleo shemen." You cannot take oil and put it on this mincha. And if you put it on, you ruined it. I'm pointing it out here because that's the answer of the Gemara, the nafkamina between him and his father. Lo yosim oleo shemen means that it's bad. Throw it in the garbage. You're not allowed to have oil on this one. Memela. That's by these 2 menachos. So when it talks about rikikin and chalos, the other 2 types of menachos, Shnei minim chalukim. You cannot mix a challah with a rakik. So the Gemara is going to take a pause here. But if we stop right over here, just so that we chop it later on in a minute or two, we're basically saying that if you do it, even b'di'evet, it's puzzle. Why? Because you took a rakik that doesn't have any oil and you mix it with a mincha that has oil, a challah, you ruined it. Lo yasim oleh shemen. It's usur. It's finished, gone. Whereas his father is going to say that after the fact, it's okay. So let's just go into something else for a second. Review this Shapir Kamer Reb Shimon. What's Reb Yehuda going to do? Reb Shimon is saying in Gevaldik Atayda. It says the word carbon once on regarding a challah and a rakik. It says carbon, meaning I can mix the two. It's Gevaldik Atayda. Since here's the pasuk. In the same pasuk regarding chalas and rikikim, it says bashem and bashaman said it should. If chalas and rikikim are one of the same, you can not one of the same, but you can mix them up. So just say bashemen at the end. Why do I have to say bashemen twice? Vayikra, Perik Beis, pasuk dal. This week's parsha. Yeah, you're gonna have a lot of vayikra. I mean, the whole masech is vayikra. We're getting there. Not only that, we're going to be talking about Pesach now. Mamish, a few days before Pesach. It's literally as if we split it up. Here, the chalis matzah believes bashemen, that's one. Rikikim matzah mishum bashemen, that's two. Chalis and rikikim are two different menachos. Do not mix them up. Reb Shimon knew it's a gevaldik taina says bashemen bashemen. It seems like it's separate. Ilav the kosa bashemen bashemen. If it wouldn't say this pasuk. Maybe you have to mix them up. Why does the Torah mix them together? Because the Torah is telling you do 50% chalis, 50% over here would be 50-50 l'chayr, no? I don't know. He's masking yes. You're saying no. Okay, it doesn't matter. I don't think you have to mix them up, chalis and rikikim. I would say the exact opposite of what we know. Say, since the Torah put the rikikim and the chalis in the same pasuk and set shemen all the way at the end, you must mix them up. Not you could mix them up, you must. And if you did just 10 chalis or 10 rikikin, you're not yotze. So mashmalon that you could do either all rikikin or all chalis according to this man Damar, according to Reb Shimon, or 50-50. Rabbi Yosef Yehuda asked the Gemara, Hainu Avua, what difference la halacha does it make between Rabbi Yosef and his father? They're both saying that you cannot mix up chalis and rikikin. Rabbi Yosef says that he brings from the pasuk L'yosem oleh shemen, that it's like literally bringing one mincha with oil together with a mincha that doesn't have oil. Rikikin and chalis, one has oil, one doesn't have an oil. So you would have the isser L'yosem oleh shemen. So even after the fact, it's no good. Just throw it out. Okay. Hadron aloch kol hamenachos. Hadron aloch. We finished the whole masechta. Hadron aloch kol hamenachos. Hadron aloch kol hamenachos. I love this Mishnah. Rabbi Shmuel Oimer Oimer. Rabbi Shmuel Oimer Oimer. Rabbi Shmuel Oimer Oimer Oyabah b'Shabbos Mishalish Sa'in. Rabbi Yosai, I want to take you back to a classic. Mamish a classic. We don't appreciate these videos. Sometimes we just watch them and then we go weiter. As Rav Mendy says always, this should be in the Chadarim. Every cheder should have this video. This is the history channel of MDY. His voice is perfect.
In the days of the Beis HaMikdash, before anyone could eat from the new grain of the year, the Omer must be brought first. Erev Pesach, angels of the Bezdin prepare 3 bundles for the harvest. That night, the people gather with torches. 3 messengers stand ready. They call out, as the sun set, yes. With this sickle, yes. Is it the 16th of Nisan? Yes. The men harvest 3 sa'ah of barley. Barley stalks are then brought to the Beis HaMikdash where they're beaten to separate the grain from the stalks.
This is the rice to do on Shabbos, yes?
They are then roasted in an oven over the fire, spread on the azara to separate the chaff from the grains.
This is the rice. Zoyra.
Ground into flour.
Also malach on Shabbos. Chino, toichin.
They are then sifted using 13 sieves in order to obtain a fine consistency. The Kohen then mixes the flour with oil. Before perform the mitzvah of Lila. The Ravain does adding, and the Kayan does Kmitza. He then does Tnufa, raising the Kli Sharis in the air. Then he does Aktar, placing the Kmitza and the Ravain into the fire on the Mizbeach. Then and on, all the grain which was Chodesh is now permitted for consumption.
That's the whole point. Yeah, that's it. Grabbing the pizza at the pizza store, or here in Eretz Yisrael, they go for those rolls, the fresh hot roll out of the oven. Beautiful. So what do we see? That the oimer comes from barley, and it comes on the second day of Pesach, and it allows us to eat the new crop. Before you bring the oimer, you cannot eat from the new tfuah. That's why today, in America, in Chutz La'aretz, it's a major problem to eat from the new crop. They're so quick in America. They reap the grain and they make flour, and they make cereal within a month or two. It's already in the stores, and every product has a date, and some of them are literally chadash, and it's a problem. According to most poskim, it's issa d'oraisa b'zman hazeh to eat chadash. Anyway, the oimer comes and allows you. And when you don't have the oimer, the second day of Pesach is what allows you to eat the new crop. That's why you'll see in many stores, they'll say Yashan, or Makbir on Yashan, etc., etc. It's not a chumrah, it could be a Issa D'Oraisa. But anyway, Rabbi Shmuel Oimer hayabah b'Shabbos mishalish sign. What if the second day of Pesach falls out on Shabbos? Do we have to do things differently because of Shabbos? Now, as we saw in the video, there are so many melachas that are involved in the oimer, melachas is the raisa of reaping the barley. That's issue number one. Issue number two, you have to do zoyri, you have to throw it in the wind and separate the shaft. You have to grind. Dash is one of them. You have to, thresh it. What else? Sifting. Sifting is another thing. Teichen. You have to grind it. You have to put it in the. What is it? How do you say sifting? Teichen in English? Yeah, but there's a word. Okay. No, sifting is not grind. Sifting is to sift it in the 13 things. Okay. The point is, there's many melachas. So do I have to slow down and do things differently? So Rabbi Shmuel says on Shabbos, yes, you have to do it differently. The amount that you're going to use on Shabbos, the amount of grain that you're going to harvest is only 3 saw. It happens to be that we get 1 isarin out of the 3 saw, which is 10%. It's not important to us. But what you have, let's say, you have 10 times the amount of wheat, and you finally narrow it down to what you need for the Omer. Ubechol mechamesh. I don't know, I was waiting to ask Reb Ariel and also Reb Shamshi, if 3 saw, an isarin is 10% of 3 saw, how much is an isarin out of 5 saw? I don't know. That I can't do. It's beyond my pay grade, beyond Panovich math. V'chacham moimrim, echad Shabbos, v'echad chol, mishalish hayabah. Say chacham, no, there's no difference. Weekday is 3, Shabbos is 3. That's why in the video he said 3. Rebbe Chanina, Zgan HaKoyanim Omer b'Shabbos Yinikza b'Yochid, u'b'magol echad. Only one person does it, not the 3 people. One of these Rabbi say, somebody gave it. I forgot who gave this to me. I don't even know if I knew who gave it to me. So it's an older one. It's an antique. It's a piece. One of these, they're a little bit larger than this.
Yoel gave it to you.
Yoel.
Gold.
One of these, ubekupa achas, and there's only one box that you put it in. Ubechayil, b'shloish, you need 3 people. B'shalish kupos, b'shalish magalos. This is a side note. By Taisim, they're like the Tzdukim, they said, that this all takes place on a Sunday. Every year it's only on a Sunday. Shabbos. So Chachavim come out and say, no, there's 3 people that do it on a Tuesday, and you're wrong, you don't know how to learn Pshat in the thing. So to let the rumor go out, to let the koil that we're doing it, not Mimochers Shabbos, So you need 3 people. But that's on a weekday. Not on a Shabbos, we have to be mimayed b'melacha. You have to do less melachas on Shabbos. So b'Shabbos you niksa b'yachad b'magalacha b'kubachas b'chol b'shloisha. B'shloish ku b'shloish magalis. 3.
What's the difference?
No, what do you mean what's the difference? You can't drive more, stop, go around the block because you feel like it? No. Oh, so we're going to go into it. We're going to go into it. Do you need 5? You need 3. If you get away with 3, why do 5? So we have to know why they do 5. Is there a mile in doing 5? Obviously, if they do 5, they take the flour from 5 saw. Obviously, there's a reason. So the Gemara is going to discuss. It's always 3 people. 3 boxes, and 3 of these sickles. It's called a sickle? Yeah. So I asked the Gemara a question. Rabbanan obviously hold that the best of the best, as Rashi says, the first flour that comes out of the barley, of the sifter, the first time. It's interesting because there's 13 sifters. You think the third? He says the first one that comes out is the best flour. It doesn't matter, weekday or Shabbos, 3 saw is the number. Eli Rishmol, we have to understand Rabbi Shmuel. If he holds, you need 5 to get the finest of the flour, then you should be able to push off Shabbos and do 5 saw. But if you could get that amount, even from 3, so why are they working so hard in the weekday and using 5 and not 3? If I want to get the top without hard work, I do 5, and that's why in the weekday I use 5. And if I work hard, I could get pretty much, almost, not exactly. Let's call it 95% of what I get from the 5. I get it from 3. So in the weekday I'm going to use 5 to get the easy top flour. And it sticks in here, and it's hard to understand a little bit. It's the better flour, actually. From 5, you get a little bit better than from 3. But on Shabbos, I want him to use that sieve. Instead of using for an hour, I want him to use it for 2 hours straight. Let him shake it and shake it and shake it until he gets the best of the best, because he's only doing 1 melacha of sifting. If instead of using 3 bundles of grain, he's doing 5, let's say. And now he has to cut more grain. There's more ktsira. There's more zayra, there's more dash, there's more tchina, there's more everything. He's on a higher, there's more melachas. I rather him just do the 3. But he's going to get slightly inferior product, which we have to address. It comes out, and this is a classic Gemara, that we want to take 2 halachas that have seemingly nothing to do with each other, and say they're very similar. And then the Gemara always, and this is, I tell people, this is one of the things that you learn also, you can take this for business also, this idea of knowing how to differentiate between 2 concepts. It's a skill, and it's a skill that you can use in the regular world, in business, to say, look, you're telling me it's not, this is different, and over here, how can you compare these 2 buildings in real estate? This one has this, to understand, everything has a chiluk, a nafkemina, nuances. So here the Gemara is going to take 2 things and say they're the same. And then the Gemara says, no, I'll give you 2 reasons why they're not the same. Here we go. In order to get to, this is a beautiful picture, our guys, they had these hooks, and they would hang the animal on the hook, and they would fillet the skin right off. Now, typically speaking, they take the entire thing off. But why are we taking it off right now? On Shabbos. Erev Pesach falls out on Shabbos. When do you eat the korban? On Motzei Shabbos. It's already weekday. So what could you do and what can't you do? Now, I have to get the imurim of this animal onto the mizbeach quickly on Shabbos. So in order to get the imurim, I have to take off the skin. Well, I don't want any hairy, I don't want the wool to attach itself to my imurim. I need pure imurim. So I got to get the skin, I got to fillet the skin like this, as so. This he did Motzei Shabbos, it's unbelievable. So he pulls it down all the way. Oh, whoa. This is crazy. You see the innards. Those are the imurim. Okay. So the machlokes is whether you can take off the skin completely or not. It seems like similar to our shiloh over here. Once you're doing it, go ahead, keep on going. Hoil v'hutcha, hutter, whatever you want to call it. So it says the sign you know, you can only go until the breast. You can't take it completely off. You can take the whole thing, the entire hide off. Where you don't have to, you see, by the hide, why pull more and pull it over his head? You don't need it. For what you need right now on Shabbos, to take out the imurim, I don't have to go all the way. So too the question is, should he do 3 saw, 5 saw? I could get it out of 3 saw. Why do 5 saw? Same halacha l'chayra. No, so why would it be different?
He doesn't have to do any. He just cut open the animal and take it out right there.
No, because it's very hairy. You know, it's not the way to do it.
Also, the skin has to be taken off whole later on.
Mimai says the Gemara, I can make 2 nafkaminas here. Dilmat can call my Rebbe Yishmael lacha ela deleke b'zayin kachim. By the 3 saw, nothing is embarrassed. Nothing. I didn't do anything to the Rebbeinu Shalom, to the Beis Hamikdash by doing 3 versus 5. But over here you have a carbon pesach sitting there with its hide hanging over its head. It's not nice. I want a nice piece. I have a svart to say, keep on going. It's not, what do you have to do? No, I need to look nice. When the kohen walks to the mizbech, the inside of the leg, the cut part, we put this way, that way. It has to look good.
There's Rabbanim would say that's the beauty of Shabbos.
The Mishnah Berurah says, you mean like, okay, inami like Kamar Yishmael b'nai Rav Yochanan ben Breka, Hasam, Ela Desavin by Pesach, Ela Desavin Leitzorch Gavoya Leitzorch Chuli Shabbos. What point do you have to keep on going and take the skin off its head? You achieved what you need to achieve. You cut open the animal, you can get the emur without taking it off. Over here, you didn't get exactly what you want. You're slightly inferior. There's another 5% of better flour that you can do. And maybe let's do 5 saw instead of 3 saw. Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful day.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDYDaf.com.